destiny. Earn a degree and graduate debt-free. We are affordable, flexible, virtual, and practical, and one of the only universities to offer monthly payment options. We've got accelerated classes. Get a degree in just 1 year. Students can earn certificates, associates, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees in business administration, ministry, healthcare administration, engineering, leadership, and entrepreneurship. Registration is open, so apply today. You are one click away from transforming your destiny. According to Westmore, potential is available to everyone, but opportunity is not. An opportunity of a lifetime awaits you. Apply today. Go to www.ciuniversity.org.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening, world. Thank you so much for those of you who have joined us tonight. It is a very exciting day. It is the anniversary of Chayil International University. So whether you are a student, a guest, a potential student, one that is connected to us, a member of our USA Global pageant, my Facebook friend, YouTuber, my LinkedIn connection and or Instagrammer, or family members and friends of those whom are Chayilers, I want to say good evening. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. You are in for an amazing treat. We are going to be before you sharing some of our current students, those whom are alumni, our leadership team. We have, and may be joined by a couple of our Board of Regents members. I do know that they are watching us, but they are currently in a different time zone. So we are hoping that they will be able to get some internet connection to be able to connect with us. I'm Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson, the Chancellor for Chayil International University, and joining me today is also the Dean for the School of Ministry and the School of Engineering. Dr. Dean Cavell A. Anderson is here with me as well. We do have some amazing students who will be sharing and talking about life over this past year with CIU. So I'm just buying a little time here. I am going to connect onto my various different social media connections while the system and the algorithm do its thing. So sometimes it takes a minute or two to alert our constituents, to allow those who are connected to us to know that we are live. This also give our students and our guests this evening to share out the video to let folks know that we are live. And so life is to be celebrated. I am huge on living life fully every single day. And today we are going to maximize the time that we have to celebrate something that was given birth 1 year ago today and is quite a miracle. It is history in the making, and there are so many things that have come out of Chayil International University, so many visions that have been birthed, so many promises being fulfilled, and so many crossovers, those who came from one side to the other side, and we crossed the stage. We will show you just a little snippet tonight of the crossover, which is our graduation, which was held on December 12th, 2020. So 12/12/2020, we had some amazing, wonderful men and women who crossed over our stage, and we did that crossover and became someone completely different, newer heights, newer depths, and just an explosion of blessings that overtook us on that day and is still being deposited into our lives. So let me start that. And so people know that I'm live, because some of the groups and some of the pages, I am the one that's the administrator. So I am going to share that. If you just give me 1 second, and just if you all could do us a favor as well and share the video out. Just go if you're watching us from your phone, in the lower corner, if you have an iPhone, there is a little share button. Just share that out. You can also start a watch party. We want to bombard the atmosphere this evening, talking about life and talking about the celebration. I'm going to get really deep this evening on our broadcast and talk about just education, what the access and the opportunities that it presents when you do get an education, and especially when you get one from Chayil International University. For tonight, I'll just say CIU or CI University. Chayil, which is spelled Chayil, actually is translated to mean wealth and strong men of valor and the virtuous woman. And so we are strong men and women who are coming through the university. No one comes in and leave the same as they did. There is an elevation that takes place. One of our slogans is, "We are more than a university, we transform destiny." And so thank you so much again for joining us this evening. There are so many other things you could be doing, but your eyes are focused on us, and we are delighted for that. So let me do my sharing here as we get ready to kickstart and to do a year in review, to tell you about some amazing things that are happening at CIU and those great things that are yet to come. It has been just an amazing journey, and lives, like I said before, will never be the same. And so I'm just grabbing my little thing here, letting the folks know I am live, and here we go. I found them, and I'm sharing it, and we are happy, and life's good. Life's good, right? So let's see, where do I begin? 1 year ago on this very day, it was a Friday. On this very day, Chayil International University was born. Tax ID, registered, an official university. Fast forward to today, not only have we had graduations, we have had healing within our midst from stage 3 cancer. We have had financial breakthroughs. We have had a new place of employment, new opportunities, new doors swing wide open. We've had doors that were closed for a particular reason, which is a good reason, where we get to understand a little bit more about our purpose, our being. And we went through a global pandemic and came through as happy as a lamb. We were very sensitive to those whom were being affected. And in fact, our students from the School of Ministry prayed for so many individuals to get healed from COVID-19. So we came through month by month, week by week, day by day, expecting the unexpected and expecting that once we sow, we're going to reap. And have we reaped? The students have reaped, and we have so many that are joining us this year. We have been having an influx of registrants and applicants to the point where we're hiring new staff to be able to keep up with so many of the applications. This university sets itself apart because it's one of the only universities where you can earn a degree, graduate debt-free. And right now, there's no application fee. That's right, you heard me well. You can earn a degree and graduate debt-free. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 degrees. I had 8 and I got 2 more degrees, varying from all the way from associate's degree to a doctoral degree. And never have I had the opportunity to pay monthly to go through the school or to be in such close proximity to our, to be able to have, space and time we understood the situation that was happening at hand. And we knew that there were some economical problems and issues. And so we worked with our students to the best of our ability to stay afloat and to be able to come through, to be able to have the students be debt-free, to have the opportunity to be able to earn a degree at like a fraction, maybe at 2% of what it would cost in a traditional university. For example, our 2012, our 2000, it is 212, but our 2020 associate's degree was just 212 per month. And that is 1 credit. So that was a month, a whole month of getting all that goodness, a bag of chips and more, just $212 for that associate's degree. And that is less than what it costs for one credit at a traditional university. At traditional universities, I know because I've taught there, and like I said, I have 10 degrees. So I've been through the public state universities. I've taught at private universities. I've attended private universities, from the Lutheran colleges to the Catholic colleges to the non-denominational. Those are the ones that are the state colleges, and have an array of degrees from leadership, counseling, associates in arts, education, business, MBA, and every institution I have been at, including those that I earned certificates from, you have to pay that up front. You have to pay that in full. Some of them that give you a 6 weeks gap where they know you're getting financial aid, or FAFSA. Financial something. It stands for something. It's long. They will give you like a 6 week to get those financial aid in, and or the grants and the loans. And that has to be paid in full first of all, before you even graduate. Secondly, before you even continue on with your classes. And so at CIU, we set ourselves apart. We set the standards, and everything that comes below that is beneath the opportunities that we allow. So everyone has potential. That's according to Westmore. But opportunity is only available to those whom have access. And so one of the purposes of my life personally is to create the platforms that others can propel from, can bounce from, that you can gain the access to be able to earn the degree, graduate debt-free, step up into your destiny, and cross over into a new path. I have some hats here, and these are just some of the things I want to show you, and I'll talk about them later on. But there is something that happens. There is my son. Can this even fit my head? I got a big head. Oh yeah, it can. Let's see how long it's gonna stay up there. Do I got the gangster lean? My son is 10 years old, AJ, and he plays soccer. And recently he also is in volleyball. This volleyball club that he is in is the number one club in where we reside in the States, actually. And he says to me, "Mom, when I go into the club, I feel this power." He was like, "It's number one, it's the best." And the colors are gold, black, and white, right? Like my brand colors in like Chayil. And he's like, "There's this power. I just feel like I can hit the ball like I'm number one." So there is something when you hit that apply button for CIU, when you put on this cap, or maybe it's the white cap, or maybe it's the black cap. We have all three colors lined up for you. When you are able to hold something like this in your hand, when you cross over and you get this in your hand, there is something that happens. There is an impartation that takes place. There is sometimes a transfer of wealth. Well, yeah, it's a wealth transfer season that we're in that takes place. And there is just a feeling of accomplishment when you've earned something that may have cost you some time, some resources, and some energy. And so later on, I will talk about that power of these caps and our gowns. And we have some of our students who will also show you their cap and their gown. And we are thrilled for what has taken place and what have transpired. This evening, we do have some of our staff members as well as our students who are online, and we'll be answering questions live for you. So we'll be answering questions live for you. And so I'm excited. I am thanking you so much again for being with us this evening. Today is a very special day. One of the things that my dad taught me before I bring on my first guest, and my father, by the way, a Jamaican, and he doesn't have an education or a formal education beyond the 5th grade. When my dad was in the 5th grade, he had to leave school to take care of the farm. So the goats, the chickens, the cows, and a lot of the stuff. He was the youngest in his family, and his brothers and sisters were working or they went to London. So my mom went to school in London, in England. Our family are Scottish and Jamaican. And so we have the back and forth, the going back and forth as a child. And so as I grew, though, and as I recognized that my father did not know how to read, I remember reading about age 6, 7 fluently. He would bring home a newspaper, the magazine, and we would read it. I would read it to him. I'm the oldest from my mom and my dad. They've been married now 47, 48 years, still together. And so my dad had children before he met my mom. And when he met my mom, I'm the oldest, and then my brother and my sister. And so he said to me, they call me Gail. So that's my Jamaican or I don't know, household name. I don't know if some of you have different names that your family call you, but for me, it was Gail. My dad said to me, I want you to get an education. When you have an education, it is your setup. It is what will fuel you. It is that which no one can take away from you. And so what's the gentleman name? Oh my God, his name is slipping me. He wrote a book and it has to do with the concentration camp and how he survived in his mind, What's his name? Frank. Yeah, Frank something. Anyway, I studied his philosophy, and he talked about how he survived in his mind, why he was getting beat, why he understood his current situation. Survival is here. And that's where everything for me has been. This is why I went into neuroscience. It is the reason why, as you think, so are you. And so this is the reason why all of this, I became the person who I am, to run the Dr. Carolyn Show, to be one to have platforms, to be a chancellor, to start university. Who starts a university in a pandemic, right? And so I take all those aspects of what my father has taught me. I hear his voice being rehearsed in my head all the time. Get an education, get an education. He said, get an education before marriage. And I did. Get an education before, the work. It's my education plus the experiences I have had in my life that has been the result of the elevation. And so one of the things I like to say when I'm coaching is that education plus experience equals elevation. All right. So I'm here. We're talking tonight, for those of you who are just joining us. It is the 1-year anniversary celebration for Chayil International University. It is a university that will be in the Guinness Book of World Records. It started in the midst of a global pandemic, a year that we'll never see again because we're not going through it again. Seeing so many miracles and things that have transpired through the university. We have kept ourselves together. We have inspired so many, and we are ready and just willing for those who will be coming and joining us on this journey, whether you're coming as a faculty, a student, and or a staff member. So good evening again, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I believe I have Myra on here. Myra, I would just want to say hello and give a shout out to you really quick. Our first interviewee that I will be interviewing, and we're going to be sharing some videos this evening and some moments with you as well. I am hoping I don't get emotional because it is really an emotional day, because just to see something come to maturity and to be, who knows I don't know the founder of any university. So to be in the space of the foundation, to be in the space of the beginnings, the University of Wisconsin in Madison has been around since 1848. That's when the state started. When the state became a state in 1848, that's when the university also was birthed. And so it's something about having educational institutions. And so I don't know the founder of it, right? 1848, that's how many years ago? He's like triple dead. But I am alive and well. And so you guys know a founder. Those who are watching me live, thank you so much for spending your minutes, your moments with us. You are so amazing, and we're so excited. We're going to bring on our first guest this evening. And our first guest is also our very first student that when I shared about CIU to her, there was no hesitation on her part. She didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what it was. I was just like, okay, here's the school, here's what's happening. And yeah, and we went from there. I created a website. And I wasn't really all that deep into, a university. I start things. I actually can close my eyes and start a business. That's how easy it comes for me. I can get an idea right now and just start it in like 30 minutes. It's easy for me. I know the legality of it. And I also know the vision, the mission, the values, and all those things that you put in to start an organization. We have never had an organization that I've started that failed, whether that's me helping our clients through consulting or coaching, or just colleagues or students or friends that I know. Never. It won't fail because there is a certain way that you give birth to something so that it's not miscarried and or aborted and or fail. While failure is an option, you fail in certain things within the business that will make you not make the same mistakes, but you don't want the whole business to fail because then it crumble. We're really excited tonight. We do believe there will be at least 10 individuals that will register tonight, apply to be a part of our university. It doesn't even matter if you are in an existing university or you think you have a degree and you don't need one. You don't need a healthcare administration degree. You don't need an MBA, don't need a doctorate. You might think that, as you'll hear tonight from some of our students, that they were not looking to go to the university. But when your destiny collides with time, the opportunity presents itself. Some people will just jump in and take that leap of faith. Others will kind of be on the sidelines and just kind of watch to see what is happening. And, each to its own. But we're happy that who are with us now and those who've crossed over with us are here today. So my very first guest is our very first student. And we do have other students that we'll be interviewing this evening. And I want to welcome Lady Genesis Hall to the broadcast. How are you, dear?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Carolyn, Chancellor Carolyn G. Anderson, for just all of your brilliancy and just your birthing of CIU and so many other things. You are birthing out leaders through CIU, and we appreciate everything that you are doing. So thank you for having me on.
Thank you. Of course. I got to have you on, Genesis. You started there right along with me. Have seen the evolvement of even our logo. Remember how I had our designer made those logos, and I'm like, do you feel this? It was, the lion. The head was turned to the left. And, remember those early days?
I still have them.
In fact, I saw you use one the other day.
I was like, oops.
I know, wrong logo. So it's good to see the formation of it, right? It was, we didn't have this website that is in the background that we have now. We didn't have the building that we are out of now. We didn't have, it wasn't ciuniversity.org. It was ciuglobal.com, which still does take you there, but it became an organization and a university simultaneously on the same day. And so, yeah, we have the logos. I was trying to figure it all out. I knew the vision because I always have vision first, right? And of course, the mission is what we do, but I didn't have no, what's the motto? Then we evolved into, which we have tonight here, we have our mascot, who is our Kai, the lion. We have the tribe with us tonight. Judah is in the house. And that's so right. We have that. We've evolved, and there's so much greatness that's coming. So Genesis, what I want to talk to you about really quickly here is, so it was when I first approached you, it was 12/12/2019. Yeah, 2019. And within 1 month, we had CIU. And here goes CIU in January. We met in February in person. Right. The students who were in the school at the time, it was 5 or 6. in person, some were online. I believe Joe and Kathy, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, were online. And then here comes March. We had school March 13th, Friday the 13th. That was the weekend we were going to meet again. No, we were not going to meet because we're going to do every other month. So we said, let's meet every other month. It's kind of a lot for people to fly up and drive up. And so, but we had virtual school, which we do now anyway. But it is, what is it called again, Genesis? When you're virtual, but you're live?
I believe it's called synchronous versus asynchronous.
Okay. So do we have synchronous or asynchronous? We have asynchronous. I think we have asynchronous, right? Where we are not the recording where you go and just listen to a recording. We're live.
Right.
And even if it's a recording, we recorded it live and you get to come on and ask questions. So that's how we meet. We all see each other. We're on Zoom and we meet and talk. So here comes March 13th. And I remember the day like it was today. We came on and we had class and we just was like, oh, you know, everything is kind of shut down. So what's the journey been like for you, Genesis?
Well, I would say it's been a phenomenal journey. However, the journey was not easy.
Right.
It started off with, you know, of course, you didn't mention this, but from a training to a university, those are two different things. Training, you know, we can handle some training, but when it becomes a full-fledged university, the moment when I heard that, I said, this is going to be work. It is not going to be easy. It has been a challenge, and yet it has been a beautiful and evolving moment for me, step by step. I mean, I grew significantly, relationally, spiritually, financially. My trust in God went to a deeper level. My intention was just to get training prophetically. That's what I really wanted. But what it did was it trained me to be a leader. And that's a completely different thing from just learning about the prophetic versus you are a leader. And that's what I loved about this journey. It was not easy. It went from a place of actually, I was very insecure about things. Things I just didn't, just felt inferior because I really didn't feel like I was at the place of how so many other people were ministerially. Yes, been in ministries for years and been able to sing prophetically, but it was a different set of ears and a different set of eyes that was necessary in order to truly walk into the office of a prophet. And that is what I learned through this journey. It was not easy, but every minute that I devoted to Chayil International University, the faithfulness that God was saying to me in rightly doing these particular things, following instructions of what he said, had completely shifted my life, my legacy, my family. And I thank God for the experience I've had. I mean, even with my relationship with my mother, our communication and our ability to just be real, be open, be honest,
and
actually
healing through that.
And the healing birthed out a ministry of healing, not only for my relationship with my mother, but for others as well. And so that
we had some fun, didn't we? We did some shows. We had a cook-off. We had some dancing. And it's really a family university. We really do get connected to each other. And what Genesis is really talking about, the students that graduated, the only school that we had within the university was the School of Ministry. Now, today, and actually from last year, September, we have leadership. You can get a PhD or a master's in leadership. In fact, you have a master's in leadership, Genesis. Bachelor's, you can get healthcare administration degree. We have business, MBA. We have, I said leadership already, entrepreneurship. We have healthcare administration, marketing, of course, ministry, engineering, which is huge. So we have so many other different schools. In fact, we have a lot of students that's signing up for leadership and business. And so the reason I'm taking the pause and the shift is because I'm a business person. The leadership is natural for me. And so that was my focus. I'm like, I don't really want to do this part, but we've come through because that was what was needed in this ground zero. If we would not have gone through that, there is a potential that some of us could have probably, lost our mind or just flow in anxiety, because there was so much noise, there was so much chaos happening around us. But because you guys were all pulled into a secret chamber and that beautiful, sweet place, I even made the homework a little harder so you can focus more.
a
little, just a little harder, just a little, so that there could be a focus more. And so I want to thank you for trusting me, trusting the process, trusting your fellow students, colleagues and cohorts, as Carrie Ann call it, and for trusting our dean, trusting just the whole process of what we were going through and how intricate that was. And now everyone that graduated had like a double. There was licensing as well as the earning of the degrees and the continuation thereof. And I want to say congratulations to you, Genesis, because you're officially a doctoral student. And so you are a doctoral student, the candidate for such, and the journey continues and the path continues. So I'm going to, I just want to thank you again. Thank you for that trust, because it was the trust, and every single person that has been through the university has been a place of trust. Right. When something is new, you don't know about it, you're not sure, there's skepticism, and just thank you for pushing and going beyond what the voices were and just went full throttle, because all along it was something being birthed on earth that already was. And so our university is opening those wealth access, those wealth portals. We're getting the healing, the finances, our faith has increased. The anxiety is not there. We are sure and know where we're going. And it's just been an amazing journey. You talk about your mom before I have you go in the virtual green room. Mom is also a student. You and mom got to experience that journey. Mom is 65, you all. So ding, ding, ding for anyone that is watching. And that's not even the most mature age of our students. And we are going to bring someone on who has a little bit more years on mom. But she went through like flying colors. I know she would have loved to have been on here this evening, and she's probably watching us. So mom, if you are, we want to give her a shout out. She is continuing on with her bachelor's degree. So that is, mom graduated with her associates. Age ain't nothing but a number.
My goodness. My goodness.
And it's been amazing. It's been a family affair. She got to do her first presentation.
Yes. And she did her first PowerPoint presentation pretty much by herself. That was a miracle.
That was a miracle. And when she had to give her oral presentation for her final, she was the first student. And she walked up there, took that mic, and was just like, just rolling. And we're like, who is this? And that's the beauty of CIU. Transformation is inevitable. It's because we give the platform, right? We're one of the universities that allow you to be on the stage, to own the stage, own the space. You're up there presenting for 10, 20, half an hour, however it is, whether you're in a group or by yourself, it's your space. It's your time, it's your platform, and to shine. So, all right, we're going to bring on our next guest, which is Kathy and Joe Amos, because I'm doing it in the hierarchy of those who applied. And Genesis will bring you back momentarily. And so thank you so much again for being on the show with us. Thank you for being the first. You're also, that's representative of your name. There's a story behind that. I'm like, that's not your name, but it is.
It really is.
It really is. So thank you so much, dear. And we're excited to have you with us on the show.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. and Mrs. Amos. We're bringing on our students. For those of you that are just joining us, we're coming to you live from Chayil International University headquarters, and we are celebrating tonight our 1-year anniversary. Yay! We are 1 year old, which means we can walk, we can talk, we can eat solid food. And we're happy. Joe and Kathy. I'm hearing a background noise. I think you have me on another unit. So just turn that one down, your Facebook. Testing. So I can hear you.
I don't have anything else up.
So are you doing it through your computer or your phone?
My computer.
Testing. Okay, got it. All right. So Joe, what's up, Joe?
Hello. How are you, Dr. C? How are you?
Good. We have joining us tonight Doctors Joseph and Kathy Amos, reigning from the Magnolia State of Mississippi. And there's a lot of attention that's been on Mississippi in the last 4 or 5 months. You guys have changed your flag. Yeah, we celebrate that. You guys have hosted the first Business Empowerment Chamber of Commerce Gala, and you have the second thereof coming. Yeah. You guys are also reigning national title holders in the USA Global Pageant. Yeah. The state knows you very well. We're just, make the declaration just right up in there in the governor's mansion as part of that leadership. I want to call it that leadership. We are Chayilers, and we are positioned to be the leaders that we are. And those that are in governmental places now and even running major corporations, they need our help. Because as a Chayiler, you have an impartation of the greater understanding of what's happening now and how you can be a visionary and lead towards the future. So we have that office, that anointing, that gift, call it that. And so Mississippi is in the house. Joe, I'm talking to you first, Joe, because Joe, and from the horses, we've heard story of the horses. We're not going to talk about the horses tonight. We have Joe that went up and did his first PowerPoint presentation. We found out that Joe don't like when people throw shoes because we just have fun, Joe. You came up, you and Kathy, to Summer Academy. First of all, you were in the pageant. You guys earned the title last year. Not last year, but the year before, 2019, October. National title. So October, November, December. January, towards the end, here I go calling you, telling you about some Chayil International University, right?
Yes.
You remember that moment, guys?
Yes.
Yes. And I was telling you about Chayil, and I'm saying that this is what it is, and this is, the cost. This is what I know, and I was just telling what I know. And you guys it's the same day, and you pretty much say, I'm in. Now you are in, but the finances and the systems and all the things that it takes to be in was not there, but you said yes. And that's what I really want to focus on. You said yes before you had all the parts. And isn't that how life is?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, it is. Yes,
that is how life is. So there's so much, because me and you, we can just be on the show for a whole hour and a half. And there's so much that we can share, so many different things and aspects of your lives. What do you guys, what's that thing that you want people to know? And you can say it in your own words.
You want to go?
Okay, Joe? Okay, good. Dr. Carolyn, I want to say thank you for having this today. And I thank you for this 1-year anniversary celebration. And also, I found out that the G in your name, you say Gabrielle, but it's Gabriel. God knew who to send to us to give us a word in order for us to say yes.
Right.
So
that
was something that I had been seeking after for years, for at least 19 or 20 years. The Lord told me to pursue my doctorate.
Right.
But many universities I pursued, I failed. I thought I had failed, so I let it alone until he sent Gabriel to us to give us the word. And so that's why it was so easy to say yes, it's something I wanted to do, not knowing the cost, not knowing anything. And let me tell you this here. One while I was working before, but I'm not working. I wasn't working because I only had one income,
right,
which was the SSI. Right. But yet and still, that wasn't what my faith was. When you asked me, my faith went to another level then because I knew it was God. And so we trusted God. Age don't have nothing to do with God.
Right.
God deals in numbers as well. But I'm saying when you say I'm too old, no. One while I thought that, but some things I had to do in order to come through this, I had to reprogram my mind, reprogram a lot of stuff that I had learned. I had to take it and throw it out. It wasn't good. And so God just transformed me from the head to toe.
Right.
So right now I'm running. And
you
I
are
understand
running
now. Huh?
You are running. You're running and sliding. Sliding and the running. And so, Joe, I want to, as an interviewer, one of the things I want to bring out is something that you really said. What I found from being on the Dr. Carolyn show is those who are being interviewed, the greatness is so within you that you just say it. But I want to pause just for 1 second and you talked about the mind, because everything, even your decisions you guys made, it took a certain kind of mindset to even be able to say yes. I've taught in the university that faith is, you're believing for something. You're just believing, you're hoping it's going to happen. Trust is when you don't know the how. Trust is beyond faith, right? Most people have faith. I mean, you just need a little mustard seed amount.
Right.
But when you have to say trust, and you really, our mind has been what has been transformed, because transformation cannot take place unless we renew the mind. So you do all right. You have a new mind, a new mindset, a new way of looking at things. And had I not gone through some of those struggles, yesterday I celebrated nine years. And I put it on the post because this year, one of the things I'm really sharing with folks, I call it my truth. Not that I've not been telling the truth. People just don't know the story. Right. So this year I'm telling the authentic story, the no longer talking about termination it's actually a blessing. No longer that you guys learn in CIU that when you don't lose something, it's just released. You just let it go, because that you have to have a release to get an increase. So I wanted to pause there because you said it. It's a new mind, and I can not only see the new mind by what you guys have done, I physically see you as a new person. Kevin and I was talking about that. Like, you absolutely look completely different. Like a whole new, refreshed, re-oiled, whole new manifested man.
Dr. Carolyn.
Don't start.
Don't start.
I know we gotta keep that inside of the room. What was that? The U.S. Army room at Brookfield convention. No, we weren't at the convention center. We're at the embassy. We gotta keep that at the embassy. How you doing? All right, Kathy, it's your turn now.
You mentioned, us saying yes, but it's so much greater than just the yes, because it looks like when we said yes, first of all, we answered the call of God, and that's what's important to get into your destiny place, is just answering yes to the call of God.
Right.
And so when that happened, the supernatural just took place.
Yeah.
And everything that was needed along the way began to attach itself to us.
Right.
And everything that we didn't need fell off.
Right.
And so even we talk about even the time when we gave up our vehicle. Right. It was something that was not needed. It was in the midst of the pandemic, and it really wasn't needed, because where God really needed us was in front of this computer, learning and being transformed and receiving our doctorate degree.
Right. Absolutely.
So we didn't need a lot of things that seeming like was taken away. And so I say that yes, it's very supernatural when you're obeying the call of God. And that's what's important for anyone that's listening out there. Give God the yes that is required to take you to your next destiny. And if it's CI University, give him the yes and step out in faith. And your yes is attached to your obedience and your blessing that that comes when you step into position to be who God really wants you to be.
Absolutely, absolutely. So well said, eloquently. I have been that wealth that is upon my life has been my yes. One of the things that so many people do not understand is your yes actually gives God permission to bless you. The yes is what it is that you have to give him permission. And or I know a lot of people who said, I'm waiting. I'm just waiting on God to do something. Well, you can keep waiting because he's already given us everything. And now he just wants us to take that first step and watch him do the second and the third with us, right? We can't just take the first step and just fall behind. And you guys have navigated those waters, Joe not even doing a PowerPoint really ever, Kathy in just a while, right? Until you were given those kind of presentations, and to come to the Summer Academy, which is only for those who are watching, the Summer Academy is only for the School of Ministries, where we meet for a week, and it's not like a regular meeting. It is a complete transformation of destiny and life. We see money coming in. We see destiny being established, relationships coming together. And it's just it's so pure. Every time we came on class, and now it will be the same thing for the leadership students and the business students. When we come on, we are giving business with integrity. We are teaching how to lead and become that leader in the organization. Healthcare administration is also one that's really picking up, but it had to start with the School of Ministry. And that's what we are so delighted and happy about. So thank you again, Joe and Kathy. You guys are the president of the Alumni Association, and we are so much more is coming from Chayil, and so much more wealth is in place for all the students and staff and faculty that will come through the university. Eyes have not seen, and ears.
I want to say something. I think it's very important. The teaching that we received in our classes was so rich, and so I can say two words: revelational and revolutionary. And so you can't get revelational and revolutionary teaching in the same setting in a regular school. I just need to put that out there, because when you are enrolling, we didn't know that we had all of this coming to us, but the transformation of the teaching was so powerful. Genesis, the book, the whole Torah was taught to us in a way that brought us an understanding as pastors that we had never received before. So now we can go out and teach that in a manner where we've not heard it, but it makes so much transformational sense in here. I just wanted to share that because people need to know that you're not just coming in here to just sit in front of a computer. These teachers, our chancellor and dean, is pouring out of their spirit, out of what they have taught, out of what they have been before the Lord with, and they give it freely to us. So thank you so much for all that you all have done to pour into us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm glad you said that as well. And I'm glad you said it and not me. I'm not tooting my own horn. Yes, it has been years of study, and I have seen so many just walking through, but not getting the fruit, like was not experiencing and walking in it now, just kept looking for it or hoping. And I was just like, okay, I live in manifestation. Manifestation is where you see the thing happening, walking in it. If I speak it, if I believe it, if I pray, it's supposed to happen. And that's even what the whole university represents. It started 110. Here we are, 110. 1 year later, it happened. There's no more proof that anyone needs. So I'm so grateful and so thankful that you said that. Those, again, the mind has to be open to be able to receive truth and to be able to receive that which has been hidden. And that's what we teach. Even in our business classes, I remember one of our healthcare students, she started in September, And she was like, oh my God, I didn't even know there was a difference between healthcare and health care, the two words put together. And she was like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. Like chaplain, you can be a chaplain in the healthcare. Students coming through us, we teach you how to be chaplain, your license, give you all that permission, and it's a full-time role. You can even be chaplain for governmental officials, and the possibilities and the opportunities are endless. So I want to thank you so much for sharing that, and for being a part again of our astute organization, and for celebrating with us. All right. So hang on in the green room, answer any questions that's out there for you guys. Joe is 70
Yes.
years old. The first day of our summer academy was Joe's birthday. And we had chicken, we had cake, we had dancing and celebration, the shofar. I wasn't sure if I was in the club or at church. It was just one anointed, amazing day. It was the JC Club, you know. It was amazing, and a miracle happened for Joe and Kathy on that day, and you know, we are just excited for that. When you just trust God, He will make the way always. There's never a time He doesn't make the way. Even how CIU came into being is just making a way, right? Your yes is that permission to be able to be the blessing. So, all right. So thank you again, Joe and Kathy. And I'm going to stay down in Mississippi. So I'm going to put you guys in the green room. Okay. And I think there's questions on there for you. So Joe is 70, Diana is 65. Kathy just had a birthday as well. And you're never too young, never too old to earn a degree. It sets you up into a place, because what we found is there are a lot of parents and grandparents who will push and have pushed their children through school because life happened for them. Now it's your turn. Now it's the turn to say, okay, my daughter got her license, she got her degree, she got her stuff. They're doing their job. Some of them got married. You have the grandkids, but grandkids want to know that grandma and grandpa have a degree too. Because
we set the standard in our household. We're the doctors now, so our children have to come up.
Absolutely, they got to go all the way up, right? We know our song.
Right.
All I do is win, no matter what. So you set a standards, and that's a part of our motto. We set the standards, right? Mm-hmm. And you have set the standards, set the bar, and that's one of the main things for CIU is we are graduating doctors. We are graduating. It's the highest degree, and why not get it from one of the highest university that was established not by man, but by God Himself. It is He's sovereign, He's supreme, and He said it's time. It's now. You know, so much corruption is in the field of education and even ministry and healthcare, all those 10 mountains. And He said it's time. So that was one of the slowdowns in 2020. And now we got to do some work in 2021 and start that fresh newness. All right. All right. Thank you so much, guys. And I'll be right back with you. All right. Those are amazing, amazing, amazing. And we're going to stay down in Mississippi and bring Joshua and Monica. And then we're going to bring Kimberly on. So this is like a Mississippi day, Mississippi Rise. I've been talking to Kathy about the state of Mississippi and some of the keys that belong to that state. And we're excited that the flag, which was, I believe, the Confederate flag. Don't quote me. I don't know, but I believe that's what it was, or it resembled it. I don't watch much of, the news, but I do remember the flag has been changed to something different. So I want to bring on Mr. and Mrs. Cable. That's Dr. Joshua. And congratulations, Monica. You are officially in your doctoral program, right behind hubby. Going also, you and Genesis in the same group, and others getting your doctorate degree as well. So good evening. How you guys doing?
Wonderful.
Yes, you've been hearing some of your fellow cohorts, talking and sharing.
Absolutely.
And I remember our conversation.
Yes.
You guys are the reigning Mr. and Mrs. Mississippi. Yeah, 2021 in the USA Global Pageant. You had some additional questions for me about the pageant, and we had a Zoom call.
We
this Zoom call, before getting off, I said, I just really see and feel and hear, and I'm sensing, and I can envision, I can visionarily see you guys as a part of the university. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's not just one of you, it's both of you. I saw this as a couple, like Joe and Kathy. And Joshua, you were like, why university? And I remember the look on your face. He was, Monica was just kind of, she was being that little queen she is, and she's just chillaxing. But Joshua, you're like, why university? I said, well, and I began to explain it. Do you remember that call, Joshua?
I do. I remember that call.
In other words, you were saying, okay, I'm just trying to talk to you about the pageant right now. We have pageant questions. I'm not doing a university right now. That's kind of not something we were, thinking, talking about a while all along. It was a part of you. You had started and life has happened, right? And you had to just release that school. And Monica had just that someone spoke into her life to share that there's a journey and she's going to go on this path and, in ministry and get a doctorate degree. And so the same thing for Joe, there were those seeds that were released, right? Yes. And when those are released, what happens is it has to be manifested. We just don't know when, right? It has to come to pass, or we can abort it. We can abort it by not stepping in and not trusting. Mm-hmm. So Dr. Joshua Cable, you have a very unique name because Joshua is one of the study that we've done significantly, and we still talk about him. He's what we call the crossover, right? Yeah. Moses is the Passover. Joshua is a crossover. Yeah. So you have a very unique name. And then you have your sons, Caleb. You have sons? Yes, you have sons. No, you have two sons, Caleb and what's the other son's name again?
Joseph,
that's right. Joseph and Mariah is your daughter? Okay, I got it right. So you have three in the household. Joshua, you are our Kai, the lion. We have seen Monica got healed from narcolepsy. Yes. We have seen the kids in the background. We have learned the Hebrew. We have become the Hebrew. We have the way you set your table now has been so different. Yeah. The way your feast, the way we look at the Sabbath day, the way everything has changed, right, Joshua? So you guys talk to me. This is your floor. What has this journey been like for you? Whoever want to go first.
Yes, this journey has been an extremely amazing journey. And honestly, for me personally, I remember when I graduated from my undergrad with my bachelor's, I went straight into seminary here in Mississippi. And I was going for my master's of divinity with a concentration in pastorship because my pastor was big on, education. Yes. And I went as far as I can go until the Lord called my wife and I, once we got married, to move to Chicago for ministry development. Yeah, and when we moved there, I couldn't stay in the seminary because things was just so different. It was new for me. I'd never been in a big city, and things just started shifting, and I had to get out of the school. Mm-hmm. Well, when I got out of the school, the Holy Spirit shifted me into the school of the Spirit. And this is where he began to teach me about purpose. This is where he began to teach me about the kingdom. And it was then that I got a prophecy. Mm-hmm. I got a prophecy in the first prophecy ever of my life to say that they saw this doctorate thing on me. They saw this professor thing on me, and that I'll be writing curriculum. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, wow, I never had this before. You get excited when you get a word. Right. So I was looking for the opportunity to come, and I didn't know when. I even activated about faith, trying to apply for schools. But the thing is, I had no credentials because if you're going to teach, you have to have a doctoral. And I'm like, Lord, I haven't even finished my master's. Well, long story short, after going through the process of development from God in the school of spirit, that's when you talked about that Zoom interview that we had, if you will. And after we prayed about it, this was the moment and this was the time for us to do it. And so we said yes to God. Mm-hmm. And we didn't know how it was going to get paid for the school. We didn't know if we even had the time because we were doing a lot of things in ministry. But my wife and I said yes. And like you told us, Dr. Carolyn, when you say yes to God for CIU, a portal of heaven opens up over your life. The wealth, we didn't have the financial aid, but heaven's bank, our in heaven, paid for what needed to be done. I'm just like, how do you do it? What are you doing? And so we are walking out the fulfillment of prophecy. And we are so grateful that we said yes to God. And the teachings have been paramount. They have been revolutionary, as Dr. Kathy has stated, and very revelatory for the now. And we have just seen God do some awesome things. We've been challenged in how we think, because I have a strong relationship with the Lord, but I also know what religion is too. And so I know what that's like. But being amongst my people and my tribe, I love revelation. And so we thank God for you and Dr. Dean for your obedience, because whether you have touched the other nations or not, because you imparted into us those nations that you are seeking to touch, it is going to be touched through the students that are coming through Chayil.
Wow. Yes. So prolific. I love it. Go ahead. What are you left for you?
So Dr. Cable, Dr. Joshua talked about the power of prophecy. And I want to just add to that and talk about the power of declaration and activation. Dr. Carolyn, one of the things that you have taught us is that if it's not written, it doesn't exist. I was writing literally a week or a week and a half before we even met you on that call with the pageant interview. With the sister in Christ of mine. And she asked me what was my dreams for the year? What were my goals for the year? What it was it that I wanted to accomplish? And she said, write them down, speak them out, declaration, and write them down. And I literally wrote it as we were riding on the road. And I did not know that a week later I would meet you and have interview about the pageant, which changed our lives as well. But then on top of that, we got the double blessing of being able to come into the family of Chayil. And literally what I wrote down on the paper was to get my master's degree. So I literally spoke it a week and a half before I met you, and then wrote it down, and then activated it. Of course, even after you told us, I could have just said, well, that might not be for us. We're not going to go ahead but we said yes, and we applied. And so declaration, activation, and then even just the application, saying yes, and actually doing the work of actually doing, the application. Let me tell you something about that too, Dr. Carolyn. I never told this part of the story. Joshua's application went through fine. And he actually was helping me by completing my application. And it literally did not go through about 3 times. And we both were tired. He was like, I'm done. You're going to have to try to do this yourself. And I was like, what? And so I got on there and I was trying to do it myself. It still literally would not let me go through it. And of course, once the timed out and it didn't go through, that means everything I wrote and I came up with to put, it was gone. So it was very frustrating.
Yes,
I was about to be like, you just get your doctorate. I'm done.
Right.
I kept it going and I did it again. I pressed my way then and I stayed the course the entire time. And you made it.
It has been so profound. So for those who are watching, who you might say, you know what? I don't even like to do presentations. I don't like this. So when Monica came to Summer Academy, she brought her little notepad. She had a little stuff, and she and Genesis, I think so, or Kathy was in a group, and they had to do their presentation. And she's sending me messenger notes, and I'm telling her husband, I'm telling Joshua, because me and Joshua got a little thing going. So I'm like, I'm answering her. She was like, Dr. Carolyn, did you get my message? I said, yes. She said, but you didn't answer me. I said, I know. And I did just like that. And she was like mad and want to use her notes. Well, let me tell y'all something about Monica. The minute that girl, she's not a girl, this queen got on the platform, and the minute the first words came out of her mouth, it's unstoppable. In fact, you have to use the buzzer to stop her. Be like, time, putting up the notes and stuff, because she carry a grace for words. very eloquent. She's going to be MC on the mic and all kinds of stuff. There's a lot of things that is manifesting for her this year. But just so eloquent, so profound. Every single person that got up there. Now, Joshua, I knew he's been speaking and talking, and so does Monica, but they've had like a different platform. And she's really been, pushing and just right there for Joshua. I know exactly how that feels, because it actually gives us great joy to see our spouses go forward. And sometimes you don't want to go because you're like, nah, let him go. We've been called to marry people or to do things, and I was like, you do it. I'm good just watching you do your thing. But you have that voice, and that voice has shifted everything. And each month, in fact, our December session we had, I remember I wanted to see Joshua's face because he loves Revelation. And I'm trying not to go deep today. And I'm trying to be, trying to be normal. And he loves it. And I couldn't, there was I think a thunderstorm or tornado in your area, and your Wi-Fi kept going in and out. Because I like to see your face. I be watching the expressions on your faces is priceless. You can't see yourself, but I can see you, and I'm sitting there like, look at his face. Because you're like, and you're thinking, I'm like, Joshua, are you okay? And you're like, yeah. You said, I have a question. And I was like, oh, here we go. And I love it. I love it. Never change. You always want clarity. You must get clarification. And that's the beauty of CIU. We allow opportunities. And I've been in so many schools, like I said, and I'm just a number. My name is on the board. I go check my grades. You got to schedule an appointment to see the professor way down school, classes end by the time you get to see them. Not at CIU. In fact, one of our very close administrator is on here, Myra, tonight. A lot of them just message Myra, and we got this, and we work through it because we realize that we're going through a crisis, and it's there, so we're not ignoring it, but we don't have to participate in it. And that's what we didn't do. We just focused on CIU. And so you guys look amazing this evening, so astute. We're so excited for the journey, and it's just the beginning, because you guys are stepping into that economical wealth place and carrying on that mantle and getting, more of that impartation like Joe and Kathy, Doctors Joe and Kathy were talking about. So we're excited. We're happy. The kids are happy because they love this teaching that you guys are imparting into them. And that's what life is about, right? Yes. It is blessing them, and keep blessing them. And they're just so awesome. Just so awesome. We love when they come online. They're in the background. You guys are trying to stay muted, but I have children, so it's fun. It's fun to me, and we just have an amazing time. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for shining down there and being a light in your state and to the nations all around the world. And we're gonna keep it down in Mississippi. So I'm gonna put you back in the virtual green room. We're gonna interview Kimberly, and then we're just gonna close on out with bringing everyone back on. Okay. Thank you so much.
You.
All right, Kimberly, with no delay. I just did that flip. I don't have to leave Mississippi. I stay down there, Kimberly. So welcome. Thanks for listening. Thank you for hanging out in the green room. For those who have interviewed already, if you can go back through and answer any questions that someone may be asking on here, if you can do that for us, that would be awesome. Kimberly, thanks for joining us. You also reign from Mississippi. You are Ms. Mississippi 2021. I'm going for our national pageant that will be held in October of this year. You came into the university, and there's some tragedy that struck. You went through the process, and today we can declare complete healing for you. No cancer, no trace of it, no nothing. So Kimberly, there were some ups and downs, and a little more up and some down, and a little up and some down. Kimberly, so we can write a book about this journey for you, and you probably should write a book. And so actually we do have a book called Chayil Chronicles, which due to the Amazon delay in printing books, we have not had it yet, but it's finished. It's where all the students that went through the university in our inaugural year have written. Their co-authors of the Chayil Chronicles, which is a book with the stories and that journey. So Kimberly, I can see your beautiful hair coming back, growing in. Can you hear me? Okay, I can't hear you. So you're muted. Let's see. There we go. Say something. Nope. Say it. Do what you just did. So take yourself off mute. Are you using your computer or phone? Phone? Computer? Yeah. So 1 for computer, 2 for phone.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you go. I can hear you now.
There you go. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
That's a no, Mr. Anderson. All right. So how are you?
I am wonderful. I'm doing wonderful.
Good. Good.
One day at a time.
So you started this process one day at a time. Yes. And the good thing is your one day is a mega day, right? So each day you're making it good all over again. And so Kimberly, you came to us as a student. You was in the school, but then somewhere along the journey, there was a diagnosis of stage 3, I believe, breast cancer.
Stage 2.
Stage 2. Okay. You were in aviation. The job was tripping and all kinds of stuff. You're going through life's crisis. You're quarantined. You are a social butterfly. You also have a sash and a crown that you need to be, showcasing. You miss the grandbabies. You miss your children. There no work, no nothing. And here we are coming along. God is saying, hey, Kimberly, I need you in the school. I need you. You're one of my leaders that I am establishing. I have a voice for you. And you're like, huh? So you came in, you were there for a couple months, but it got really bad. You were going through an intense chemotherapy, and it was that moment also where you were washing your hair one day and every strand that you can think of came out into the sink. You had a meltdown, and understandably so. In fact, if you would have done anything other than the meltdown, there would have been a problem. That I would have been like, she's not normal. And you withdrew for a moment, right? And said that you needed to withdraw. You will recontinue next year, which would have been now. But guess what, y'all? Kimberly was one of our graduates, because in the process, this is what I'm telling you about CIU. I knew that that was not like where she needed to be, but we also knew that she has to take care of her health first, because without your health, finances, relationships, or faith does not even matter. So we took a break, and in that break, you stayed connected. You would jump on to some of the calls. I said, take your time. Sometimes you joined us, sometimes you couldn't. You did the hat show, and then you did the hat show, and then sometimes you just would get really weak and tired.
Yeah.
And so, Kimberly, you have such a story because you overcame. We prayed you through days when we were like, you couldn't come on screen, which was a requirement for the school. We wrote letters to the Board of Regents and said, this is why. And they were like, sure, fine. This is why I love CIU. We are a family. So Kimberly, this has been an amazing journey with you in here. Your expansion of your mind, your vocabulary, and that which you have learned has been astronomical. We love to see your face. You're just seeing you represents faith and represents healing. So Kimberly, you're down there in Mississippi as well. And we also saw the flag change. We saw some political things. We saw a lot of things. So, and you're finally now getting able to breathe and go out within reason again. And so you're this and you're a songbird because she knows how to sing, y'all. Kimberly sang her way through. Kimberly, I want you to tell someone that's watching that life may throw a curveball, but there's such a gift in in staying, the path, in holding on to something that is for you, no matter what life will throw at you. That's what you actually represent for us. And that's what I just want you to speak to just for a little bit. There's someone that's watching that is probably sick. There's someone watching that probably have a diagnosis, right? There's some right now that may be sick with the virus. We don't know.
Yes.
But what I want you to just talk to someone for a couple minutes here is just how to just overcome it, even in the midst of, because not only is the pandemic, you also have a health issue. So that's like a double whammy you went through to earn a double whammy. So what would you tell someone that is watching that's kind of on the fence, that's saying, yeah, I hear what they're saying, but they don't understand my situation? Well, you come from this healthy long hair to losing it all in just a matter of minutes. What was that like, Kimberly? And what do you want someone that's watching that's on the fence to say, I need to jump over the fence?
Well, the one thing I will say is that, first of all, as you stated, it's not enough just to have faith in God. You have to have that trust.
Correct.
So trust is number one. But when you have people around you who really don't know you, but they still embrace you.
Right.
That right there is a major factor in your healing.
Right.
So what I will say to everyone who's listening who may possibly be going through something, the people that you have around you that are real with you are the people that you need to walk through that journey with.
Right.
CIU for me was just that. CIU is a family. It doesn't matter, again, where you're from, how old you are.
Right.
Be able to feel the embrace, the love, the understanding, and then still have the push.
Right.
To say no.
Right.
You're not going to give up. You keep going. Don't stop. A good friend of mine outside of CIU, he contacted me one day and he spoke some words to me, and he said, no matter what,
right,
he said, you were designed to beat this.
Right.
Now get it done.
Right.
So that, along with you calling me to say, no, you can't give up. You have to keep going. You guys were pulling me, and when I needed to rest, you allowed me to rest. So again, I think the one thing I want people to know, no matter what you do in life, no matter where you go, what you're going to do, please don't give up.
Right.
Know that you're designed to beat whatever it is. Stay the course. And once you stay the course, live the course. And that's what I'm doing.
That's really good. That's really good. I like that. I'm going to write that down. Live the course, because, you can stay and not live it. Oh, I love it. I love it. And because you did, and you chose life, Kimberly, you chose life when you didn't feel like it, right? Because we're human. So there were natural feelings. And I appreciate that. And now you're like, there's so many open opportunities that are at hand as you still are continuing living the course. I'm going to be using that, right? You're living the journey, living the life, because life is a journey, right? We're on this journey, and it's not a final destination. It is on this journey, and we're on this journey to get to that destiny. And that destiny has already been mapped out for us. Thank you so much this evening, Kimberly, for joining us. You have been such an amazing student, and your life has been an example of, again, Chayil has to do with wealth, and wealth is your healing, your finances, your faith, and your relationships working in that equilibrium. And so we're happy tonight because someone is, right now is hitting that apply button, and who knows what life will bring for that individual. But one thing we can rest assured and let you know is we're a family. We're going to go through this together, and there's nothing but greatness that is coming as we continue to go through. All right. So thank you.
One more thing. Can I
say
one more thing really quick? By going through the teachings and even going through the process that I had to go through, it built something up in me to never give up.
Right.
Not this Sunday, Sunday before last, I done something that I have been wanting to do, but didn't have the opportunity to do or couldn't do. I was able to go and finally locate a young lady, 8 years old. Her name is Aubrey. Aubrey was diagnosed back in January 2019, I believe, with a brain tumor.
Right.
And at St. Jude, she just got out of chemotherapy, was cleared in September. But when she went for her final checkup, they saw traces of it coming back. Well, long story short, I was finally able to find her after calling the news station, reporters, emailing people. She just popped up on my Facebook page about a week and a half ago.
Wow.
Made contact, found out her mom's best friend is the mother of a young man that I've been mentoring.
Okay.
Finally met her. She's going back to St. Jude for treatments.
Right.
And because of the grounds in which God has created me to stand on with CIU, with
correct,
I was able to give her something and let her know that she was an inspiration to me.
Right.
To see that face and to know that I was able to give her something to say she's going to keep fighting and she's going to keep going. I never have been able to pursue and never give up if I had not been given that same blessing.
Yes. No, that's really good. I'm so glad you are so welcome. I'm so happy and so glad that you paused to even share that, because someone needed to hear that. And we just pray for Aubin that healing is her portion and that she'll even live to tell that story, even maybe one day on our broadcast, and connect with you in even a deeper way. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for sharing that. We speak healing over her life and we speak peace over her family. And if you're watching us today, we just want you to know that Chayil International University family is behind you. And if Kimberly has gotten through the healing, and we just pray over St. Jude, such an amazing institution and organization that blesses family without even asking for a dime. And we personally have supported St. Jude and have sent finances there. And so we just bless everyone that is there, and children and adult families, young and old, that's going through that. And know that there is a family that you may not know that has just prayed for you. So thank you so much for sharing that, Kimberly. And we'll see you in the virtual green room. Thank you.
Thank you. Blessings, everyone.
All right, everyone. So those were our students that were able to join us this evening. I was just checking my phone to see if I see any of the Board of Regents and staff members who were going to join us this evening. And like I said, a couple of them are in a whole nother country with a different time zone. But joining me here really quickly, we just come on in. Okay. We have the dean. Yeah. It's kind of like, fit in the frame for the School of Ministry that is here. And I know you've been listening to some of the interviews that we've had thus far. And so you just heard what Kimberly just said. And one of the things that you have seen is all the things that I've really given birth to and founded. There's something special about Chayil International University. It's a very passionate place for me and purposeful because I know the power of education. So you were born in Jamaica. We know how education is one of the things that we really is ingrained in us and instill in us. I was even telling Christina, our daughter, we were driving back today, me and her, from her volleyball tournament. And we just recently also have our nephew who lives with us now, and he's struggling a little on his grades. And I was just like, I'm trying to understand it, because Jamaicans coming from Jamaica, we're advanced a year because of our educational level. We start at age 2, and I'm like, I'm trying to figure it out. Like, why is he behind, right? because he was born there, but he came here at a very young age. So the reason I brought that up is because it's like it's in our DNA.
Mm-hmm.
And I have seen, and I've personally been through where the opportunities and the access to education has been trying to be stolen and not offered. And I did a check on some stats before I even come on here, and the number has increased. 82.1% of graduates are in debt.
Right.
I mean, on debt. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Insurmountable debt, and do not go in the field or there's no opportunities in the field from which they graduate from. And so CIU, our School of Business, our College of Business, our ministry, our engineering, entrepreneurship, and business, healthcare administration. We are establishing those in their fields, finding the opportunities in those fields. And again, the platform, right? You get to do a writing or a project or a capstone dissertation in that field in which I've been in so many schools and so many universities, they pick the topic for you.
Right.
But we are one of the very few that says, what are you purposeful and passionate about? Write about that, right? Create something in that. I'm really excited about our leadership school and our School of Business. It almost coincide with what we've been doing along.
Right.
So I wanted you to jump on and say hello because you have seen this journey. And we are hoping tonight, and we are looking for at least 100 applicants.
Oh yeah.
And
Absolutely.
we know that that's just nothing really. What I mean by that is that's just a number. And we know it's just going to increase so much more times thousands of thousands. So anything you want to share?
Yeah, I want to say, I mean, you touched on a couple very interesting topics in that you just mentioned. And one of them is that the students, sometimes when they graduate, the degree that they graduate with is not necessarily solving a problem in the industry. And one of the key things with CIU is that we have our pulse on the industry. So we have researches that we have access to. So we understand where the gaps are in certain industries. And the courses that we offer, they are designed to fill those gaps. So the students, when they graduate, they're equipped with the tools and the skills to be able to go into those areas, fill the gaps, and be effective, efficient, and be problem solvers and leaders as we prepare them to be. So that's one of the key things, areas that I wanted to bring out here tonight. And the second part of it is that there are so many students. I took a long time to pay off my student loan, and
I helped you to pay it.
And you helped me to pay it.
You owe me some money.
Things, yeah. And the beautiful thing about CIU is that our students graduate debt-free.
Right.
You see how students come on tonight, and they spoke of some of the challenges that they experience, somewhere along the line, but how at the end of the road, when they were finished, they do not have this mountain of debt over their heads.
Right.
They are actually what they're earning in their field of study and practice. That's going into their pockets. That's what they're able to save and to invest and to continue their learning. Surely with CIU. So that's a beautiful design that we have here for the university. That is just an instant, I would say, burden that is lifted from our students who are part of our university.
Yeah, I'm looking at your hair. I'm gonna give you some highlights. You see how
I'm growing my hair out. I'm getting a bit of a rogue look here.
If this is going too far out, you gotta get this up. But I was just like, he needs some highlights. I'm gonna give you some. Your hair too black. Oh my God. All right. but we don't have to worry about that with Joe, right?
No.
Joe ain't got no hair.
Sharp.
Oh my God! Right. Okay. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. And
Absolutely.
so you're the dean for the engineering department as
Yes.
well as the school of ministry,
Yes.
where we've had so much fun. We are and it has been so transformative.
Mhm.
We look at this beautiful thing
Oh,
that you
yeah.
get.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, we're so
That's
sophisticated
amazing.
and rich and just rich in teaching and rich in
Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah.
This is a part
It's
of our
amazing, huh?
color.
Yeah.
This is a hat that you
Love
get.
that one. And then, of course,
I
the
love the
beret
hat,
for
the tassels.
students. Mhm.
All right. Yep,
Mhm.
tassels. And we have the white version too. So a gold. These are our colors right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is our color, and a touch of blue, royal blue, because we're royalty. It's in our DNA.
That's right.
So we are just going to bring all the students on so they can say hello to our dean, and we just want to thank again everyone so much. And I know we have some visitors and some guests here, and I thank you, students, for answering the questions that you have. Thank you, Myra, for answering anyone's questions that is there. I do expect, again, so many applicants. Our school does not start until February 1st. So the month of January is the month where you get all the paperwork
This is the
in.
time.
Yes. And all you really need as a student to be able to apply is first just go online. There's no application fee. So it doesn't cost you anything financially, just your time, less than 10 minutes to complete just a very small application.
Mhm.
That is that entryway. If none of these students applied, there would be no Chayiler today for
Right.
them. And so
Right.
each of them took that step to apply, even when they didn't have all the answers. They didn't have all the finances, none of them. They didn't have the know the how.
Right.
They just trusted the
Right.
process and
Right.
knew that this was a step for them
Yep.
in the right
Absolutely.
direction.
Absolutely.
And so for all the applicants that have joined us tonight, we want to thank you so much. We sent out an invitation because we really feel like you are one of the Chayilers, those who've applied for leadership, business engineering, the School of Ministry, entrepreneurship. We have some that are the certificates. We have certificates as well in coaching.
as
Yep.
well.
So we saw some certified coaching applicants that came through. What my husband talked about is just the industry in which we have been in. We've been in corporate America combined together over 30 years of leadership. I've always been in a leadership role in my entire career. And that's a blessing. Even
Right.
at age 18, I've been in the military. So we teach from a perspective of leadership and strategy. Strategy is the key. And
Yeah.
we give opportunities again to be on the platform,
Absolutely.
to be on the stage, to be on the
Absolutely.
space, to share, to bring your questions, your ideas to the forefront. And we take our skill sets that we have, our knowledge that we have in the business and ministry, in life, in healthcare, and transform the mind, or help to transform your mind into it. So I want to show really quick before I bring on every student. So one moment. You're going to hear a little background noise.
And I love you both.
That's Diana. Let me see.
Hard to be a sponsor.
That's me. I wanted to show the beginning of the marching in. It was so
Okay,
profound,
yeah.
or the end thereof. So we started right at 2. There we go. But how come I'm not seeing me? Is that what the beginning looks like?
No, I should not. Should be video there. I think you
I'm
just marched
in.
in. I think it took a while just to render the video.
I wanted to show the
Move back
beginning
just
of
a
where we
little
were
bit, yeah.
marching in. It's not there.
Oh,
That's a problem. Hopefully somebody was recording it with their phone, right?
yeah.
You had the video set up to do that? To capture us walking during the processional?
Yep, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Now.
Yeah.
There is a fish.
All right. Well, I was going to show you our procession. Oh, it's not going to show. That's what Myra just said.
Now, even if you have to use a dictation.
Okay, I'm talking about Joe. I'm talking about. We're doing our end. Oh
crossover.
no. Okay, going to show my stream. So let me do this really quick. I was going to share my screen, but nope. I want to show my Chrome tab. So this right here, share. Okay, there we go.
Mhm.
So this is our university. And so, yep, it's being shown. So this is Happy New Year. This is our website. And you can earn a degree, graduate debt-free. There's no application fee. And you can connect with CIU. You can enter your information in here where you'll stay up to date. And right now, there's no application fee for an extended, for a limited time. No application fee extended for a very, very limited time. We are 100% virtual, but with live classes. That is what is called asynchronous, or something like that.
Right.
If we want to talk about the happy anniversary, it's our 1-year anniversary. We had the post on there today, Facebook. And this is what I wanted to just leave you with right here. This is what it really costs now to get a certificate. Just breaking it down monthly is $150 per month, not per credit. An associate's degree 1 year, which is 2 to 4 years. At other institutions, it's $285 a month. The bachelor's 2 years, 4 to 6 years is what it would take you if you go through a traditional university, hundreds of thousands of dollars. For us to earn a bachelor's degree, 2 years, we have taken what would have been 4 to 6 years and trimmed that down into 2 years because we are advanced, we're accelerated, and we're practical. So you're not just getting a book knowledge. In fact, we're teaching you from current trends. We're teaching you what's happening right now. And we want you to be in your field right now.
Yeah.
The master's degree, you can earn an MBA, a master's in ministry, leadership, and so forth, which is about a 3 to 5 years. And you would have had to have that bachelor's of a 4 years. So we're talking about 8 years of schooling, right, for only 2 years at CIU. Our doctoral degree also, which is normally a 6-year journey, is just 2 years as well. So we are setting the standards. We are so advanced and accelerated, so profound. As you've heard from the students, their mind has been stretched. They have learned so much more. There's so many new revelatory current knowledge that has been imparted, and we are setting the standards.
Yes.
There is no other way to be than to be royalty.
Right.
And so we are threshing along this month. We are just the requirement to earn a associate's or bachelor's degree is a high school diploma, GED or equivalent. There are no SATs or ACTs that are required, which is a hindrance to so many people. And I know for a fact that so many people, if they have been given the opportunity to be in college, they would, because some people have test anxiety. So it's not that they don't know the questions, but it's the testing give them anxiety and they fail. So we don't have that. We don't have any GMAT either for the master's degree. You just need a bachelor's degree in a related field. Same thing for the doctoral degree. That's just an interview, your transcripts and so forth, but not all those requirements that you would need. It took me about a year for my doctoral application. The application process was about 1 year when I could have been in school doing the work, but the process, and there's a cutoff date where if you don't apply by a certain date in traditional universities, you can't attend. Well, we're more lenient in certain aspects. So apply today. Don't delay.
Yeah.
Be a part of a university that is setting the standards that are transforming lives, and we have the students available to be able to speak to it. So we're going to bring back on all of our amazing, wonderful, wonderful, sweet students, and that could join us this evening, and we bring them on to the stream, and we just want to thank you all. Say what's up to your fellow students.
Hello, students.
Hello.
It is great to see you all.
Yes.
See you too.
Yes, celebrating 1 year with us, and I love seeing you out there sharing your testimonials your experience with CIU, before CIU, your experience with CIU, and how we have transformed you, and how it's making a difference even right now. You're part of the alumni, and some of you are continuing, and we're looking forward to seeing you this year. So it's been amazing. You know, we've opened up a mega decade.
I love it.
We've opened up a mega decade, and you are the establishers. You are the first cohort, and that speaks volume of the fact that you're sitting here and speaking of your experience with CIU.
Right. And those that will be coming alongside with you guys, you know, it's a family. So we're bringing on some new cousins and some new uncles and aunties and grandmas and sons and daughters. And so those of you that are joining us, just know that you have existing students that can help you along the process. If you're in the School of Ministry, you can have them as your mentors. And we are just delighted for that. And we see one of our international kind of student, Carrie Ann, is on here that has been on a sabbatical. So thank you, Carrie Ann, for joining us. We are excited for you. Carrie Ann is going on to earn her master's degree in ministry.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats, Carrie Ann. She's an international ambassador.
Right.
And Carrie Ann is one that I believe her mom is coming a lot as well.
Yeah.
So I believe her mom is going to be coming and being a part of our school. We have some new and exciting things also that we are having and will be hosting. And so we're happy about that. And Chayil School of Ministry students will be hosting a special Word of the Lord January 30th, where it's going to be an amazing global. We're working right now internally to get access to some of our global speakers who will be with our global speakers here, which are our School of Ministry students. And so we're excited to have Dr. Stone, who will be joining us from London. Is it London? Yeah, I like to say London. I feel like a foreigner. You know, I feel important. London. And just from all over the country, all over the world. So yes, happy anniversary, says Carrie Ann. We're happy, we're excited. We can walk now, we can talk. Joshua and Monica, again, thank you so much for joining us. Kimberly, Kathy, and Joe, Genesis, for joining us. Carrie Ann as well. And there's probably other students. I did see Chloe on here, who's
Nancy
one of our
also,
new Nancy. Nancy is the first sponsor that sponsored in honor of her mom, her recently deceased
Foundation.
mom, and in the Chayil Foundation. And we instantaneously, she wanted one of our. She was a kind of a student then. She was helping out, to earn that scholarship right away. And so Clarice and Nancy will be in the school getting their bachelor's degree in ministry. And we have so many more. Like I said, we really fully open back up 111, which is tomorrow. And we're just going through all the applicants from all over the world. We have from actual Africa, the continent, that are applying. And I'm like, I don't know, the time zone now might be different. They might be up at 2:00 in the morning with us. And we have, I saw Argentina. I'm like, how did they? I don't speak Spanish now, but Myra does. So Africa, so we're excited. We're happy. We're going all across the globe. We are an international ministry. We have students in Jamaica right now and Trinidad and Tobago. And we want to just say hello to you, students. If you're watching us, sometimes we know that the connections and the time zones are just a little, different for you. So I'm excited for today. We're happy. Thank you again, students, doctors, for joining us. We are setting a standards. We're setting a trend. We're a voice for the voiceless, and we are action for those who can't take action. And we're delighted that you guys, your sweet spirit has graced us this evening, and your joy has gone across all the world. Kathy, Joe, Joshua, Monica. Johnny is on here. You say, what's up? We know Johnny mutually. Genesis, Kimberly does too. So Johnny Eagle from That's not his official, that's his Facebook name, his brand name, from Kenya. He's on with us, and I know it's got to be dark and late there, but he's so supportive. We're so excited. He's trying to apply. Well, you can't try. There's no such thing. But what I mean by that, y'all know how the system times out. That's not a CIU thing. That's the website developer. So the application will time out. So, you know, Johnny, if you gonna go in there, you can't do nothing. Monica can tell you that. You can't stop, you can't pause, you can't even get a drink of water. You just gotta get it done. And it has timed out on him several times. So Shan, I see you on here. Shan is in Jamaica. We're excited for Shan, who is also going on for her master's degree as well. And so we have we're excited to have you, Shan, and stuff. And it's just an amazing story around that. And we're happy, we're thrilled because there's another level of wealth to be gained from this one. There's something significant about this number that we're in this year that we're in. It's the beginning of that wealth journey. So we're excited about that and that 7-year launch into amazing wealth. All right, students, I got a special thing that I'm doing with you guys on Wednesday. So you'll get to join me Wednesday and I'll tell you more about it later. We're happy, we're excited. Thank you again. We are, so I did good today. I didn't cry. I wasn't also real, you know, I'm really bubbly, but I really wanted to set a pace today. You know, again, we have this that is given as our binder. Our logo is a lion, the face of a lion, which represents the king of the jungle, which represents that which goes first. So the lion represents the tribe of Judah, and Judah goes first and is the praiser and is the predecessor that the other tribes follow from. And it also represents strength, and it represents gold. It represents royalty. The lion doesn't have to do much to conquer the enemy. They don't do a lot of fighting, a lot of warring, a lot of stuff. And that's what when you become a Chayiler, regardless of which of the schools you're a part of, there's not a lot of fighting. There's, you know, all that stuff is over. It's just cool, calm, relaxed, chill like the lion. You get to hear comedy from Dr. Joshua. So he'll be giving us momentarily comedy as we go forward. He's Kai comedy. I mean, I laughed so hard one day. Joshua out of nowhere got this little lion puppet, and he was live.
He's got it.
There is Kai. Oh my God. Oh my God. How can I make him? There is Kai. Talking Kai's voice, Joshua.
Hello, all out there to the world. We welcome you to Chayil University, and we look forward for you being signed up. So, how you doing, Dr. Dean and Dr. Carolyn?
All right, Kai, we're doing excellent.
Wonderful.
Love it. Oh my God. Oh, so Joshua, it was the Sabbath day, and I was trying to be holy, right? And so I'm sitting there and I'm scrolling through. I was gonna tell them something, a revelation I had just gotten, because I do that from time, right, students. I get these insights and I just drop them in the group. That's the thing too. You become a part of the private group, so you want to be private and VIP. And I saw Joshua in the group. And he was like, "Ooh, yeah." He's like, "Chancellor gonna be mad at me, but I don't care." So hard. I lost it. I completely lost it. I have not laughed that hard in my life. I said, "Oh my God!" Effective immediately. He is Kai the lion. He is, and he's so good, Joshua. Between you and Monica, y'all gonna make so much money from this entertainment industry. I'm serious. She on the mic. And you doing the, what you call that?
Yeah.
What is it? It's a word.
Ventriloquist.
What is it?
Ventriloquism.
Ventriloquist.
You know what he said? Valincally. You know how he be doing cuss words and be calling all kind of different words. And
I knew what it was.
He be cursing. He be saying stuff, you know, wrong words. So yes, this is gonna be amazing. So actually, I'm gonna let Kai close out for us, and we all just gonna say bye. So right after this commercial break, we're going to have Kai that will close out this session for us because it's the lion. And then, so I'll be right back with you. Let's just go to this quick commercial break, check out our university, and we'll be right back with you.
Welcome to Chayil International University, where we're more than just a university. We transform destiny. Earn a degree and graduate debt-free. We are affordable, flexible, virtual, and practical, and one of the only universities to offer monthly payment options. We've got accelerated classes. Get a degree in just 1 year. Students can earn certificates, associates, bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees in business administration, ministry, healthcare administration, engineering, leadership, and entrepreneurship. Registration is open, so apply today. You are one click away from transforming your destiny. According to Westmore, potential is available to everyone, but opportunity is not. An opportunity of a lifetime awaits you. Apply today. Go to www.ciuniversity.org.
All right, an opportunity of a lifetime awaits you. And so we are going to take this feed and we're going to close out with Kai. And we want to thank everyone again for joining us, especially our amazing, astute, eloquent students. And we are excited. So take it away, Kai.
Well, since this is my birthday day, I want y'all to go ahead and sing a happy anniversary to me. Come on, 1, 2, 3. Happy
anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening. And bye, everyone. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Bye. Happy anniversary, Chayil. See y'all later.